Huh. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to Chess Classics You Must Know episode 23. This is your host Sagar Shah, and we're going to learn something very interesting today. And I'm glad that we have started back with our morning sessions because I feel that morning is the time when you can learn really well. And also, there are people who wake up specially for this. It is very interesting. It's not like there are too many people. It's interesting. I can interact with all of you. So let's see who all are here. Aha, Maunika Kola, Soham Panchal, Neha Pathak, Peter Kavanagh, Rakshit Singh, Jera Sundar, Jai Gawas, Charan Singh, Hyderabad. So, welcome to everyone. And we're going to learn a lot. Aditya Chandrayan, thank you for becoming backer of Indian chess. So, my first question to all of you, I did give a small hint yesterday, but then I took it down. Oops. Yeah. Who do you think is the player today from whom we are going to learn? Who is the great player? See, the classics are basically games of great players that we are going to learn from. And these are the games that you must know in order to improve at chess. They are good to know games. Yes, yes, yes. So, Deepan Kumar, Pravalik, Rakshit, it is Bobby Fischer. Yep. Today we are going to look at a game of Bobby Fischer. So without any further delay, let's get to the game. And so I'll be asking you 10 questions at 10 different moments in the game. And you have to give me the answer. A very, very good way to go through this series or this lesson is to have a chessboard pieces with you and also a notebook pen. So whatever I am teaching, try to look at a chessboard if you want to, and then also write down in the book the move that I ask, because whenever I ask, and if you just keep in mind, it's a little tough, or you can type it down in the chat here. We have the chat chess moves here, so that should be good. So let's get it rolling. I'll get the two players here. One very important fact here is that please don't cheat. Don't go and Google this game and try to get the moves. It's for your improvement. So do it on your own. Okay. I also had a couple of things I forgot. I mean, I had it prepared. So let me get them on the screen. Yep. And we're very close to reaching 752K. The timer is here. Okay. Yes, Shubham, thank you so much. Mihir, welcome. Okay. So let's start. And I'll start the timer first. And one second. Guys, I hope that you will enjoy this game. It's one of my favorite games because I learned from it a lot when I was a young kid, and it has stayed with me for like ever. And we're going to keep it short. We'll keep it 30 minutes, but maybe it can go a little bit ahead of that because it's a complex game. But let's go, guys. So Fischer playing with the white pieces in this game opens with 1 e4, and Fischer was well known for his saying 1 e4 best by test. e6 by Myagmarsuren. This is at the interzonal in 1967. So can you tell me what is the name of this opening after e6? Hello, Arutran and Grey Wolf says it's 10 p.m. where I live. Oh, fantastic. So it's a good time to see this late night and early morning. Yes, Malika Ji, French defense, Parsh, Rakshit, Dhiban, Shashwat, Aditya, Varad. Well done. It is the French. And Bobby Fischer had some problems with the French because whenever he played d4, d5, knight to c3, he played this quite a lot. People did put him in trouble with the whenever variation. Especially there was this player called Edmar Mednis who beat him with the French defense. So Fischer had developed a slightly offbeat weapon against the French, and I think this will help you against the French as well. He played the move d3, and it looks very passive. Like instead of playing d4, you are playing d3, you are closing your bishop on f1. What are you doing? The point is, Fischer had some deep ideas in his mind. Let's think about, it's not just Fischer, this opening overall. Let's see how it goes. So d5, and now it's not for points, but just for you to think and get immersed in the game. White to play. What do you do here? What do you do in this position? You guys already know. King's Indian attack. Kia. It's called KIA. King's Indian attack. Yes. E takes d5. Uday Chakrabarti is not a good move. Priya Rapal, Abhiraj Ratna. E5 is also not good because you play e5. So here it's very interesting actually that a lot of you think that the move is e5 and a few of you think it's knight c3, although the right move is knight d2. So Amay Pradeep Kanetkar, Harshit Bandi, Ritabrata, Mayank Sharma, Chanchal Jha, Frazix Gaming and Mihir Kanani. Also queen e2 is possible in this position, but much more popular is the move knight to d2. So knight d2. Now I'll tell you why knight d2 is important. If you play ed, black has more space than white. Okay, so we don't want to get into that. Also, when you push e5, it's like, why did you go d3 then? You would love your pawn to be on d4. So it's a bit too soon to play e5, right? So it's not a very good idea to do e5. Also, knight c3, I have some reservations about that. It's not at all a bad move as such. For example, if you go knight c3, there is later a possibility that the knight will get hit with d4. So knight d2 makes a lot of sense. The knight is well placed here. Also, when you take, I want to take back with the pawn, gaining more space here. Because now my pawn is here and your pawn is on e6, and also the queens don't get traded. That's the one of the main reasons why knight d2 is a good move. I remember there was this game between Barua and one more player. I was very young and I visited in Mumbai, and there the white player played queen e2 here directly, and I was like, wow, this is very interesting, because now if d5 he wants to take and you can't take with the pawn, queen takes d5 is coming, and it was a very interesting battle. But okay, coming back here, knight d2, knight f6 was played by Myagmarsuren. Yes, it blocks the bishop Wasim M, but well, we'll find a way for it. Everything takes its time. Yeah, we don't need to rush into things. Himansh, Arnav Kohli says, I have my school in 17 minutes. Okay. Maybe we will reach the most interesting part of the game. G3 was played here because as we saw, the bishop is blocked on this diagonal, so we'll develop on this one. Myagmarsuren said, hey Fischer, you're not taking the center of the board. Let me take the center. C5. He has the entire center control. Okay, so he played bishop g2. I see people joining in. They have two questions, two things to say. One of them like, good morning, welcome. So good morning to everyone who's joining. And the second question is, why so early morning? Guys, early morning is the best time to learn something. knight to c6 by black, and now knight gf3. Now you guys can understand why this is called the King's Indian attack, because it's a replica of what King's Indian defense does. Remember, knight f6, g6, bishop g7, castles, d6, black goes there against 1 d4. That's King's Indian defense. The same thing white does with the same thing white is doing here. So that becomes King's Indian attack. Okay, so now bishop to e7 was played here, and Fischer said, I will castle. And Myagmarsuren, well, he was a good player, but he said, okay, I will also castle. What is more natural than that? This is the most natural way to play. Now, for your first point in the game, and this will help you to understand the position better, white to play. What do you do here, guys? This is the first moment of the game. Ayush Shukla says 5 a.m. is good for learning, not 8 a.m. Okay, Ayush, maybe one stream someday at 5. Tizia Kumar says, hi Sagar, woke up and saw the stream, but my class is going to start in 14 minutes. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. Okay, interesting. All of you have some interesting points to say here. Let's have a look at what are your suggestions. The right suggestion. Oh, e5 has got the right. So many of you have said it. Amay Pradeep Kanetkar, Karan Wadkar, Aryaman, Zvishan Zug, Neha Patak, Rajiv Nayak, Sayan Samanta, Anish Kolgi, Sparsh, Ujwal. Well done. In fact, all the moves that are said here, rook e1, b3, I like them. I think they are pretty interesting. But here's the thing that you should remember in the King's Indian attack. So in the King's Indian attack, whenever black castles, this is a good time to push e5. Okay, this you can keep it as a rule for yourself. You could also start with rook e1 first, but with the intention of eventually going e5. It's a good move. Also, you should know that if black ever takes on e4, you would love to take it with the pawn, keeping the space in the position. That's why black players, recently have started to avoid castling very soon. They go for moves like b6. So what happens is when you go e5 without, let's say in this manner, without actually, black having castled, then let's say I play the move c3, maybe just an example. Then there are ideas in such positions of going g5 followed by h5, or even just starting off with queen c7 with the idea of long castling and then playing those pawns here. So you have to be very careful as to when you push e5. What I learned, and this could be open to challenge, is that whenever black castles, then e5 is good because you gain space and the king is already locked on the king side. But I mean, modern engines may just AlphaZero may come and say, hey Sagar, what are you saying? e5 is good nonetheless. Okay, so castles, e5, 1 point to everyone who said e5, knight d7. Now the e5 pawn is hanging. It's attacked by 2 pieces here. So he goes rook to e1. And now Myagmarsuren said, look Fischer, I understand you have a pawn on e5. You have space on this side of the board. Like, you have that. I give it to you. But it means that I have space on the other side. I'm going to build up my play on the queen side. He goes b5 and his idea is a5, a4, b4, b3, a3, c4. He wants to open up things on the queen side. That's how he wants to play. So now, question for you here, white to play. What do you do in this position? It's the second point in this position, and this is, it's a part of an entire plan that white comes up with here. So white to move. Siddharth Ranadev, thank you so much for your super chat. Hello Sagar, how are you? I finally started playing OTB chess. Brilliant. We play outdoors in a park every Sunday. Feels great to play with people of varying skills, levels, age, race, and nationality. Very nice, Siddharth. I will recommend, Siddharth, please shoot one video of yourself, like when you're playing. Maybe you can take a stand and put it there in the park, like show the environment and show OTB chess, and send it to me on chessbaseindia at gmail. If it's an entire game, great. We'll try to put it up on our YouTube channel. I always like to see such OTB chess, and I think also people love it. Okay. So here, guys, whoa, C4 was what everyone wants to play. Very interesting. Shubham Shah, thank you so much. Game Show Sagar sir, nice t-shirt. What t-shirt this is? This t-shirt is one of my, perhaps the oldest one that I have. But yes, C4 is a very interesting choice by you guys. But the right move is knight f1. Chanchal Ja, Creative Anish, Shashwat Dudeja, Aditya Wag, Deep DRC, Raji Thandarasil, Jai Gawas, Harsh Bandi, Peter Cavanaugh, and Aruthran. Sorry guys, a small lag there, but I think I'm back. So the question here is, what should white do in this position? White to play. Let's see. Yes, yes, interesting. Abhiraj Ratna, I'm going to explain knight f1. I did not, because there was this one more question. Sarthak Patil, चांगला आहे मी, welcome. Best place in chessbase 16, you cannot you need to put an engine, so then you can analyze. Just start an engine inside it. How to load an engine on chessbase 16, you'll get some article or video and you can use it. Yes, exactly. Diban Kumar, Karyakin versus Shanklin was the same opening. Absolutely. Very nice. But if you study this classic, then I'm sure that Karyakin knew of it when he was playing. Shashwat Dudeja, good question. Shashwat Dudeja's question is, why couldn't black play queen c7 in this position and win the pawn? Because white would go queen e2 and he would still hang on to it. So b4, and now let's see what are the moves that are suggested by all of you here. Wow, so many of you have come up with the right move. h4. Kartikeya Rishi, Arutran, Sparsh, Chanchalja, Harshit, Amay, Adit, Netra, Vardhan, Pallavi. Guys, I have big request to you. If you are watching this game on Google or somewhere else, please shut it down. Just focus on this class. Give your best. I love it when people don't give the right answer, because it's not like your moves are all wrong or something. It means you're doing it fair and square. And if any of you is doing this, there is nothing to gain by me shouting out your name. I don't think that you guys are grandmasters or anything. It's just to make it more interactive. So make sense to put your brain to work. Okay. So in this position, Fischer did go h4. And now you will understand the deeper concept of this entire thing is that, as we said, the knight blocks the bishop. We need to think about both the pieces there, right? So what Fischer thought is that the knight will come to f1, the pawn will go to h4, okay, here. His bishop will come out to f4, his knight will then move to h2, then it will go to g4, and together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all these pieces will then levitate towards the king side and launch an attack. Also remember, guys, this is what Gary Kasparov always says, a very aggressive player, that a pawn is also an aggressive unit. So if you can use the pawn to soften up the king side, then your pieces can attack even more effectively. Okay, cool. So b4 h4 was played. That was the third point. a5, and now as we know, Fischer went bishop f4 and came the move a4. White to play. What do you do here for your fourth point? Let's see how many of you are alert. Peter Kavanaugh, bishop f4 is nothing but overprotecting your e5 point, this point, so that later on your bishop, it's a piece which is well placed. Many times what happens is when you go h5, he goes h6, and then we can go queen d2 and sack our bishop on h6. That's a very common plan, and I think that is what also happened in Shanklin's game against Karyaki. Netra Salimat says, which is the best book in chessbaseindia store? Depends on what your level is. But there is no best book for all. A book which is good for me could not be good for you. A book that is good for you may not be good for me. So I am always very, very careful when recommending books or softwares, because it really depends on what level you are. I also want to show you guys something very interesting while you are guessing this move, and this is what Biswa sent me yesterday. And I think this is a very interesting thing that you guys will learn about. Let me see how I can show it to you, but I'll show it to you at the end. Please do remind me before we end today's session that I have to show you this. Okay, so the move that is recommended here by everyone, let's see, is knight 1 h2. Yeah, I like knight 1 h2, guys, not nh2, because both the knights can come to h2, right? So that's the reason why we write knight 1 h2. I would give points to it. The move, that second move, which everyone has said, Evil Genius, Priyam, Deva, Karan, Arav, Neville, Bhavishya, Pawan, Bijoy, Dhyana, Sirin, is the correct move. But in my mind, I'm still not 100% sure if that is required. I would say, a3 in this position. Imagine, okay, you are in the middle of some really interesting work that you are doing in the day. Suddenly, your mom or your wife or someone in your house shouts, please go and take a bath. You are like, what bath? I'm in the middle of something so creative, something so amazing. I want to mate. I want to push the... No, but take a bath. It's important for your personal hygiene. You're like, okay, fine. And you play the move a3. It's one of those moves which Fischer made to actually stop Black's initiative on the queen side. And since then, this has become a standard way of dealing with Black's play on the queen side, to play a3. Now, the main reason why you do that is, let's say you go knight 1 h2, which all of you have mentioned. Then Black plays a3 here in this position, and I can't take. Remember, if you take, then after rook a3, this pawn is a weakness. He comes queen a5, he starts hitting here, knight b6, knight a4, knight c3. It starts getting really... Black is the one who hits in first. So you go b3, and then the dark squares get weak. Now, how relevant is this? I have not really understood, because generally I feel that the attack of white is going forward nonetheless. So this is a very open question for me, whether you should play a3 or not. But Fischer, back in the day, back in 1967, clearly felt that a3 was necessary, and maybe even now it's a great move. So he played a3, and for all those people who actually thought it on your own without looking at the engine or without looking at the game, awesome job. Guys, once again, I'll tell you, focus on the game, learn from it here, okay? Pallavi Sundar, because both the knights can go here. That is why if you say NFH2, both can go because both are on F file. So N1 because it's the first rank, and this would be N3H2. Okay, so he took, and now came the move knight to A5. So you see clear battle lines are drawn now, guys. Black is coming on this side. He wants to open up things, but you know Fischer is a smart guy. He's like, "अरे तुम C4 खेलेगा तो अपन B4 D4 करेगा." Like I'll keep my position closed. If you do anything else, I'll try to ensure that. So now he went for the move knight E3. Now this is also a way to play, and knight from h2 can also go here. The knight can also go from e3 because there is less pressure on e5 point. He went from e3 here, and the knight does some more important tasks, like for example, this is a well-known sacrifice in such positions, that if let's say you get this position here, then you could think of taking and playing e6, attacking the queen and the bishop and the knight here. So it's a possibility. It's not like a great move, but I'm just pointing it out to you that there could be some possibilities. He went bishop to a6, and now guys, this is a moment where Fischer didn't play the best move. It's white to play. Let's see if you can do better than Bobby Fischer. What do you do here? White to play. Okay, let's see the chat. I can even knight f5 possible after this. No, Rakshit, because knight f5, ef5, e6, bd6, and then you lose a pawn, ed7, bishop d7. So maybe it's not enough. नेत्रा सलीमात सागर भाई, मुझे नोटेशंस याद नहीं रहते हैं, तो हाउ टू रिमेंबर देम? वर्क हार्ड, मेक श्योर यू रिमेंबर देम. इट्स पॉसिबल. इट्स नॉट अ टफ थिंग टू रिमेंबर नोटेशंस. Okay. Being brilliant at chess, welcome. Try to guess what should white do here. White to play. It's a beautiful position, and I'll tell you a story about one of my friends. His name is Ketan, and he came recently on stream to play against Biswa, and he learned the King's Indian attack. And you know, people who learn the King's Indian attack are so enamored by it. They love it so much, guys, because you know it's so simple to play the King's Indian attack. It's as if like ये ऐसे करना है, पहले d3 करना है, then knight d2, knight f3, g3, bg2, castles, rook e1, e5, knight f1, h4, bishop f4, knight h2. You know, you make those same moves, and so people love to play it. And he once showed me a game where I learned this concept. So let's see what are the moves that you all have mentioned. Knight g4 is what a lot of you want to play. Interesting. Knight g5 as well. h5 as well. Very good. I like the top three choices. c4. Guys, remember, don't play on that side of the board. And it loses a pawn also. Not d4. d4 also playing on the wrong side of the board. Rook b1. Okay, I agree with it. It's not a bad move. Bishop f1 does not make sense. So here the right move and very interesting move is knight to g5. If you found this move, give yourself a pat on the back. Now the thing is, knight to g5 is threatening one simple thing here, guys. What is it threatening? Let's see. What is the threat with this move knight to g5? Thunder Gaming, good morning Thunder Gaming, welcome everyone, and try to get yourself immersed here. Yes, very good. Mihir, Atmanirbhar, Sparsh, Beastopy, Decipher, Valanka, Rakshit, Savite Chess, Sarthak, DS downloaders, Arav Aurora. The idea is to get your queen to h5, where it will be in the attacker zone. So when black plays h6, how do you respond to this move? And this is something which I learned later, and it's a very potent way to play. White to play, what do you do here? Where do you move your knight? It's not for points. It's not for points. Just yeah, knight takes d5 is not really a big threat, I feel. It's not a big threat because e d5, bishop d5. Yeah, maybe bishop b7 then perhaps. Yes, Satya Mitra, I like your move. Who else? Arav Aurora, well done. Sal's the music band. Abhiraj Ratna, very good. Why yesterday I pat my back and my mom is staring at me. Um, yeah, Sahil Arora, you're right. So the move here is queen to h5. The point is that after take, you want to take back with the pawn. And this is over, game over. Because now knight comes here and here, one attacking idea. The other one, and even more deadlier, is that you can play bishop f3, king g2, and rook h1 and mate here. So it's a crazy line. By the way, Harvin Jassar, thank you for becoming pillar of Indian chess. You are the second member of today. Guys, I want to share a good news with all of you who are here that in the month of July, that is the last month, we had our highest number of memberships. Over 600 people contributed and the total amount raised is 1,14,000 rupees. I was just going to publish the article yesterday. Few final touches left. So I'll publish it today. 1,14,000 for Ilam Parthi for his travel, which is huge. So thank you all for contributing. You know, on YouTube, they have some new policies. Apart from the 30%, they are going to charge some tax and all of that. But we are going to keep it as 1 lakh for like the 30% and then whatever else we will be giving it. So, oh, by the way, the time has ended. This time I definitely need more time and I hope that you guys also will be enjoying. I had the timer here, but after that thing hung up once it's gone. So let me bring it back. But thank you all for your contributions. It really helps the young players. In fact, they have already applied for they are applying for the visa right now. And once they get the visa, they will start also going towards the event. Wasim M, thank you for becoming supporter of Indian chess. Cecil Sunny says, watching from Australia, your streams have got me interested in chess and I've started playing as well. Wonderful. In fact, I think Mihir is also from Australia. You know, there are many people from the same country who are watching here outside India as well. So you guys can at some point think about, meeting up and playing chess. Okay. So this is how the attack could roll, but Fischer didn't go knight g5. Fischer played the move bishop h3 and somewhere, Fischer was of the opinion, I don't want f6 to be played. Perhaps I want to stop it. I want to look at this softened square on e6. Also some point if I can take and pick up this knight if the queen is not here, that could be his idea. So many things running in his head, but not the best of the best moves. Bishop h3. Myagmarsuren played d4. Prashant Juluru, thank you for becoming booster of Indian chess. Thank you so much. Ooh, Mihir says I've just moved from Australia to Singapore. Okay, then noted. By the way, knight g4 was a good move here, keeping the attacking possibilities. But Fischer went knight f1, which is also fine. He may later reroute the knight. So now the structure is getting a bit solidified. You see, he's played d4 and he's all ready to start playing with c4 here. right now the pawn would hang, so that's why he played knight to b6. And now Fischer was like, let's go for the attack. He went with knight to g5. Knight came to d5, attacking the bishop. He played his bishop back to d2. And Myagmarsuren was very smart. He knew that if I go h6 or something, it might not be good enough here. Of course, Fischer could come here, queen h5, but there's even a stronger move than that, guys. White to play. Try to find the most powerful attacking move here. White to move. What do you do? It's not for points, but what's the move in this position? Greetings from Honduras, says Marlon Martinez. Oh, greetings, greetings. Man, you guys are too quick, yeah. Rakshit, Mufani, Savite Chess, Sal's the Music Band, Vivek Agarwal, Hema Lata, Dhyana Serene, Sparsh, Delight Daniel, being brilliant at chess. Oof, oof, oof. DS download, it's available on Amazon. It's available. Please check out the t-shirts. It's there. Knight takes e6. How did you guys spot it so quickly? Pawn takes, bishop takes e6, king h8, and now an important move here is, okay, I'll wait. Yeah, Dave Eldal, welcome. Thank you so much, Dave, for following all the way from the US. It's basically LPDO, right? Loose pieces drop off. This piece is loosely protected. So, and this one as well. So the queen is overloaded, doing two duties. Yes. Take on a5, queen a5, and bishop d5. And you win a piece and the game. So, I mean, you win couple of pawns, basically. So Myagmarsuren said that knight, Fischer's knight, is very dangerous. It has to go. I'm taking it. So Fischer took back with the bishop, attacking the queen. Myagmarsuren played his queen to d7. Maybe he could have chosen c7 as a better square, keeping it here, keeping some pressure, also not going in the diagonal of the bishop. But okay, he played queen d7, and Fischer now brought his queen into the game, queen to h5. Rook fc8 was played in this position, and now guys, white to move. What do you do in this position? Fischer is slowly and steadily gathering steam for his attack. How do you continue here? Interesting. Maybe you guys have actually got some very interesting ideas. I want to see on our chat chess moves, which is developed by Keith, who is here in the, guys, just so that you know, this is something that Keith has developed, who is in the chat, and it helps us to keep a track of your answers. I enjoy it tremendously. So here there are some interesting moves that are possible. Let me see what you guys have come up with. Rook e4. Wow. Many of you won't be like, rook goes up and activate from this side. So let's say I go rook e4. Okay. And now, guys, there's this one brilliant move that I want you to learn from, okay, today. So I'll mark this as an important motive to learn from this game. Whenever the pawns are this way and this way, black to move, what do you do here? Let's see how many of you are able to guess this. I had once actually spoken about this in one of my streams. What should black do here? Oh, Rohit Athalya, good morning, Sagar Guru Dakshina. Thank you, Rohit. Well, very kind of you for this. But what do you do now, Rohit and everyone else? It's a very, very classy move. No, guys, no. What is F5? F5 is like suicide. Suicide karo. Why? Everyone forgot about opposite or what? F5. What if I just take? Guys. Or फिर ये bishop and the rook. I do believe that many of you forget about opposite. Rajiv Ranjan, not even f6. It's like you get checkmated here with, let's say, e takes f6, then the bishop taking here, and then the bishop would take back here and the rook swinging over. Let me see if anyone could find this move. No one, yeah? No one. Nice. Okay, I'm not I'm not happy that no one could find. I'm just happy that I could trick you guys. I could still teach you few things, that's the thing. Let's see if anyone can give the right answer. Delight Daniel, I think your notation is wrong. Rakshit Singh, c4, d takes c3. Again, the same problem, no? You want black to play c4. Yes, but there is something defensive in nature. Defensive move. Yes, I'll show you, but I'm just waiting if someone has found it. Okay, no, not many. I think maybe if someone found it, I might have missed maybe one person there. The move here, and very, very nice. In fact, you got the idea right. You want to play f5. You want to play f5. It crushes. Imagine if you play f5 here and white has no opposite. That's like, oh my god, this suddenly f pawn, when it moves forward, it defends the second rank. It prevents this bishop from coming in. It's a powerful move. But the problem is opposite. So the right move here is, ooh, Rakshit Singh, well done, well done. Yes, that is the correct move. I have taught this motif before once in one of my sessions. Shubh, yes, Queen E8. And you're like, what? What is he? Has he gone crazy? How can we find such moves? Queen E8, it doesn't attack anything, it doesn't defend anything. The point is, guys, that let's imagine that you go rook G4 in this position. Okay, the move now is quick. Abhiraj Ratna, Komal Lalwani. Oh yeah, Queen E8. Yes, F5. Very good. Very good. Arutran, Rakshit, Vivek, Sparsh, Aryan, Ujwal, Roshna, Sals, Aman, Exclips, Mufani, Savita, Delight, Pritham, Kimaya. Well done. So, all of you, F5 now means that this is a very tricky situation. It's a very beautiful one. The point is, white wants to play two moves at the same time. He wants to do opposite and he wants to exchange queens. But the problem is in chess, opposite can be done immediately on the next move after the opponent's move. You can't do it one move later. So if you take the queen and take, now opposite doesn't work. You see? So that's the reason why. And now you can't do opposite right now because the queen is hanging. It's a beautiful defensive move. It's like shadowing, maybe there is this concept of shadowing in football, I believe, or in hockey, where when you shadow an attacker, you are behind him, you limit its movements. The same way, this queen is shadowing the white queen and it has to move back. And once you move back, even queen e2 makes no sense. There's a fork here. If you move back to f3 also, the problem is that now the queen is not in the attacking zone. It is somewhere far off, and actually it's black who starts to get the initiative here. Just so that you are tactically alert. Maybe someone is like, oh, 8 o'clock in the morning, sleepy. What should black do here? Come on. Yes, this was in Biswa's last COB prep, says Mihir. Yes. Just in case if anyone is sleeping. This question is for them. Look, Uday Chakrabarti is sleeping. Ujwal Jyot Panda is sleeping. Ujwal Jyot, your move is not bad, but you need to find a better move. Yeah. Now everyone's woken up. You're like, oof. Of course, it's just a very simple fork there, guys. Knight to e2 check, and you lose the queen. So queen e8 is rook e4, which was suggested by all of you. Very interesting move, but fails to this idea. And remember this concept of queen e8 whenever this queen is undefended. Okay, Fischer went knight to d2. I would also give a full point to someone saying bishop g2 because it improves the bishop on the diagonal. You want to place it here. So could be a good point here. But also knight h2 gets my full points because you want to go here, here, here. It's a good idea. So knight d2 was played in this position. And now black went knight to c3. White to play. What do you do here for the 7th point today? White to move. Guys, now you need to be... Now Fischer was in his element. You know, this rest of the game. Class. See, Arush Tondle says, Sagar, I want to learn more openings and mating ideas and best find how I should get more into... I'll tell you one thing. Stop learning openings all the time. This is one of the biggest catch in chess, that you keep on learning openings and you feel like, wow, I'm becoming stronger. You are not, because every time you get a decent position opening, you do something stupid in the middle game and end game. Get decent knowledge of openings. बस एक opening ठीक से चल रहा है ना, बस खेलो. Learn the other phases. Let's see what you guys come up with. Yeah, clearly one move is also, guys, for people who make YouTube videos and overall things, it's easier to teach openings than other things, because openings is just like you learn, you check and you can teach, while other things you need to prepare and do a lot of things. So it's not so simple. I mean, just be careful about that. Okay, so let's see what the moves are suggested. A lot of you want to play knight to e4. I understand you want to improve your knight because it went to d2. bg2 is one move, but the right move, and those who are here in aggressive mood, Sparsh Malika ji, being brilliant at chess, Datta Nidum Mukula, chess robots, who else? Uday Chakrabarti, Dev Erdal, Sanmesh, Harish, Pallavi Sundar. Well done. So the move here is bishop to f6. It's a tremendous move. It also blocks the f pawn from advancing ever. Okay, this is a very good sacrifice. Remember, guys, I remember this game of Supply, or you say Bug House, which I was playing with Vidit several times, on stream. And his concept always was to put a pawn here or here, and then I had to decide what to do. Oh, I have to take. And then when he would take, he would be like, okay, thank you so much. Now, whenever I get a queen, I'll put it there. So this bishop sacrifice is more like opening up the position for an attack. Bishop f6 is a beautiful move. And how do you prevent mate now? It's just over. The threat is queen here and mate. So there are two ways. One is I can try queen e8, so that if you go queen h6, then there is queen f8 to stop. But here I can just go queen g4. If you go here on f8, then there is queen g7 mate. And if you go to h8 also, there is queen g7 mate. Another possibility is queen d8, so that I keep the option of running this way. But after queen g5, king f8, check here, king here. I think this is already over. I mean, there are several ways, but the most beautiful I feel is rook e6. fe6, f7, king here, f8 queen, make a queen and win the game. The other option here is king h8. Now here it's an interesting moment on how do you want to attack in this position. Because his point is that if you go queen h here, h6, he'll go rook g8, stopping a mate. So white to play. How do you continue the attack here? Oops, sorry. I by mistake pressed it. I think it was around 12 minutes, 30 seconds. Yes, Malika G, well done. That's a very nice move. Savita Chess. Rakshit Singh, interesting. Interesting. So there are two moves that win here, and I think both of them have been suggested. One is bishop f5, beautiful move, because after take, I go rook e7, and there is no way that you can protect against this move and rook f7 followed by queen h7 mate. So let's say he goes queen d5, I can take here. There's no way to stop this mate. It's a beautiful concept, and if you take here, I take back. I'm winning this position. There's a mate here. The king is just too weak. I can go knight f3, knight g5 next. The other move that was suggested here was knight f3, which is a slow way to kill him. Just the idea is to go knight g5 and mate here. He could go knight d5 in this position, but then you may, you have to be a little more careful. You can go queen h6, threatening knight g5, queen d8, hitting the f6 pawn. There's a mate here. So rook g8 becomes kind of forced. Now you go knight g5, rook takes, pawn takes. And this is again winning because I have these ideas of, bishop f5, king g2, rook h1, mate here, or bishop e2, rook here and mate, or rook e4 and rook h4. So bishop f6 cannot really be taken. I want to use this opportunity to teach you one more famous move of Fischer. And I think you will remember forever. It's a beautiful one. So let me not pass this opportunity to show it to you. It was against a very, very famous player. His name was Pal Benko. And I'm going to show you this 1 second so that, generally when you can learn these concepts all together, it's very helpful. Yes, this is the game. I've got it. It is from 1963. Fischer is very good at these things. Ready, guys, for this question? It's not for any points as such, but white to play. What do you do here? Fischer to play and win. Let's see how many of you can find it. Oh, Arutran knows it, huh? Very quick. Very quick. Oh, people in the chat, remember what I taught you. Remember what I taught you just a few seconds ago. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Look at this. See. All of you are like, ah! Anju Ganage, sir, can you give me coaching? Anju, this is coaching. This is coaching, and it's good quality coaching. This, I can vouch for it. Yes. E5, but the second move is correct. Rook f6, well done. All those who are saying rook f6, Rakshit, Fluffy, Ishprit, Kimaya, Savita, Gaurav, Vinyas, Allah Verdi, Abhay Kumar Swen, Dhyana Sirin. So the thing is, you want to play e5, okay? You want to mate him over here. But the problem is what we just learned, guys. f5. Beautiful move. f5. Now you want to do opposite, you also want to take the queen, you can't do both, and that's why black survives. Also remember, if you take this knight later on, this knight is also hanging. So the move that Fischer is like, acha, you want to come up, yeah? I'll close the lid on its face. Rook f6. Beautiful move. This is known as one of the classical moves. Classics. Maybe someday I could have shown this game as well, but really speaking, this is the move that you should know. Fischer, Benko, 1963. Now, if he takes here e5, suddenly the pawn is like, "Arey yaar, I wanted to go up here. Now the bishop is standing in the way. It's a mate in one." Okay, so that's the reason why rook f6. Yes, it's like a blockade, or you can say interference in a way, because it interferes with the pawn moving up. So this was that, and now it just strikes me, this in my head, because I taught you this concept of rook e4, queen e8, and I was thinking to myself that if I go rook g4, as I said, f5 in this game, can we block here itself? Is this possible? And maybe yes, maybe it's an interesting move, like take, or what should I do now? So it's worthy of your research here. I think it's a good position to analyze, but I think it doesn't end in a mate. You may have to analyze it carefully, this position. Like something like this, maybe queen e7, and black clings on. Black is doing fine. But perhaps if you go deeper, maybe you will figure out white wins. But this is a move, like when the f pawn is coming, you just close it. And that's an idea. Okay. So knight c3, bishop f6. All those who said bishop f6. Many of you wanted to go knight e4. But guys, it's also playable. I think it's a good move. It exchanges off a piece, but it's a good move. I would give full point to knight e4 as well. But bishop f6, so beautiful. Okay, you can't take it, right, as we saw. So he played queen e8. And now Fischer is like, okay, I'm going in with my knight. Because if you take it, I will take with my rook. My rook enters the attacking zone. It's going to be killer. It's going to be killer. So Myagmarsuren says, okay, I'm pushing your queen away. Guys, the game is now getting very exciting. The queen is attacked on h5. And Myagmarsuren is ready, right? Oh, queen h6, welcome, welcome. Exchange the queens, no checkmate. So Fischer says, okay, I'll go queen to g5. I'll keep my queen near. I won't let him exchange it. So he takes, rook takes. And now black is like, देखो, बचपन से एक ही इच्छा थी अपनी. Like there was only one thing I wanted to do since childhood. I wanted to play on the queen side. So c4, with this one move, he wants to activate his bishop, rook, knight, everyone in the position. And now it's a time bomb that Fischer is sitting on. He's clearly lost the battle on the queen side, because see, threat is to take, and d3 is hanging. If you take on c4, then rook c4 or knight c4, and then c2 is weak and the pieces are flowing in. So Fischer has to finish off his opponent, but it's not so clear how to do it. If he goes here, there is queen f8. He needs to start. So just not for points, just like that. What would you play here as white? White to play. So come on, think. The Fischer is very resourceful. He knew that he has to finish off with a kingside attack. Otherwise, he's gone. Yes, all of you. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at the chat. You're like so much into the game that you understand the flow of the game. No one in the chat has written, oh, let's play rook c1, rook b1, idhar khelenge thoda, we'll defend this pawn. No, you have to go that side. Sometimes, you come to a situation, in fact, it happens in the military a lot, that you reach a point where you have to act. You can't wait anymore. Otherwise, it's like death. This is a position is like that. So here the move that all of you have recommended, h5, beautiful, beautiful. All those who have said, well done. And rook d4 is just not good because it is in a way like it's a decent move, but it doesn't help. Like here it opens up the position. The rook could come in. Objectively it might be completely fine, but humanly, you have to look at this fork and you have to realize what to do, and it's not so simple. In fact, there is some interesting move here, like rook d7. He takes here because if I take with the queen, there is a mate. Now the queen has been deflected. Knight to a1, and now this killer stroke. If I go queen h6, king, queen f8, even this is killer, guys. Look at this. Ooh, bishop e6. Because if he takes here, this is a mate. And if he takes the queen, there is rook takes f7. So it's a mating attack. The threat is to give a check and mate. Double check. How do you stop it? It's over, guys. Wow, what a beautiful move. Also possible is to take rook f7 here. Because if king f7 here, there is queen h7 followed by bishop e6. And if queen f7, there is bishop e6 followed by queen g7 mate. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful lines, beautiful lines. This is so cool. This is so cool. This entire stuff. So that's why, I mean, rook d4 works, but because of all these things which you have to see. But h5, most natural, like I want to mate you. Okay, Myagmarsuren says cd3. Fischer, check. You try to mate me. I am bringing my bishop from here. You take and I'll defend these points in the position. White to play now, guys. What do? Continue the attack. White to move. Don't reveal your cards too soon. Don't reveal your cards too soon. How are Fischer's game filled with so many mating tactics? Because he plays that way. He takes risks. He plays the openings that are interesting. He brings all his pieces towards the king. And I had, well, a small thing to add there. He's a genius. Guys, don't release the tension too soon. This is one of the key elements of when you are attacking. That try not to release the pressure, because then opponent knows how to react. Okay, I'll take last 5 minutes now to end this. I know it's overstepped the time limit by a big margin. Or on the safe side, not to feel the time pressure, I would take 10 minutes because, yeah. So the move that every one of you is recommending here. Oops, sorry. Yeah. Rook h4. Yes. Yes. Hg6 also, but the right move is rook h4. Rakshit, Soham, Amezax, Ujjwal, Hemalata, Sparsh, Naveen, Shashi being brilliant at chess, and Godwin, Matthew. The reason why I don't like a move like hg6 here is that after fg6, oops, not queen takes. Here, black can defend this way. It opens the f5. While when you are on h5, you don't really know as black when he will take. It's this famous concept which I keep saying, yeah, when you're playing this game, if you've played it with your friends or with your siblings or with your brothers and sisters, it's like you hold your hand like this, someone else has to come and hit it, okay, and you have to try to take it out. And always that game is great fun for the player who's going to hit, because he can choose when to, while you have to react. And the same way, this is that way. Like, this is the person who's going to hit. This is the person who has to react. So do it at the right time. So the right move here is bishop h4. If anyone had written bishop e6, amazing. Queen e6 not possible because of this. Mate, f e6, rook g4, followed by queen h6 and trying to checkmate here is also a beautiful concept, and kudos to anyone who found it. Bishop e6, full points to that. So rook h4 was played in the game, and now he realized, yeah, this Myagmarsuren, that if he goes too greedy and he plays this, oh greedy greedy, then he will get checkmated in brutal way. The move is hg6. You can't take back because there is a mate. You make a queen, let's say, just to distract him. He takes back. I take back. And now I can even avoid an like I can take it with my queen, but I can even say, forget it. The attack is so strong, I don't even need to touch it. You're like, what really? What about f takes g6? And now, guys, white to play. And when this is a variation, but you should know white to play, how to finish off your opponent. Mir says meeting in 18 minutes. We'll have to make client wait. Hope your client is also not a chess fan. Oh, we've also crossed 752k today. Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Ah, nice. You guys are really very good. And very strong, yeah, very strong. All those who want to play queen h6 here, maybe rook a7, or even better rook to c7 and defends this. It's not over, right? And the move here is rook to h7. The right move has been mentioned by Sals, the music band, Arutran, Dhyana Sareen, being brilliant at chess, Abhay Kumar, Godwin, Sri Lata, Syed Ryan, Andrea Ruiz, Hitat Oza. So rook h7, king takes, check here, here, check here, and mate. Okay, so either he cannot take on c2. It's a very strong attack. So he went rook a7. Myagmarsuren said, I want to defend here. Guys, this is the moment where Fischer's brilliance shines beautifully. Leave everything you are doing, okay? Leave everything you are doing. Okay? White to move. What do you do here? Leave everything else, think, and don't write the move very quickly. Think. Soham Gupta says, why not rook c7? Does it make a difference? We'll look at it, Soham. Malab Fish, this move was so beautiful when I was a kid. I mean, to see it, I got really impressed that Fischer could find such an idea. No, bishop e6, f e6. I don't see it as a mate. I think it could work. Bishop e6, f e6, h g6, queen g6, queen g6, h g6, rook h8, king f7, rook h7, king g8, rook a7, dc2. Maybe not. Maybe not. Doesn't work. Okay, let's see what are the moves that are suggested by all of you. Queen h6, queen, oh what? Queen g6, no guys. Bishop e6, hg6, bg2, what? All the people, what is this? bg2 people, I'm going to, what are you doing guys? GB, Malika, Saurabh, Pallavi, Indrajit, Vardhan, Savita, Rita, Nankesh, what are you guys doing? What is this move? You are in the middle of an attack and you are thinking, oh, I should put my bishop back on its original position there on g2. What are you doing, guys? Just crazy. All those who said bishop e6, okay, let's think about it. I can't take with the queen, queen h6 mate. f e6 is the correct idea. I take here, take here, take here, Take here, check. I guess that's what you want to do. And then you might win a piece, but then I take here, I'm threatening to queen. So I don't see this as a good idea. It's like maybe it's around equal there. Not bishop e6. Okay. The move that Fischer played here is bishop g2. I was like, what? Just what I reacted a few seconds ago. Just what I reacted a few seconds ago. But Fischer, how he arrived at this move is beautiful. I don't want to reveal it right now. I'll explain it to you at the end of the game because there's this last one question left. So, Myagmarsuren says Fischer has become a little bit old, it seems, right now, or tired. He's just playing something stupid. Let me take the pawn and make a queen. So, Fischer said, Queen h6. I'm going to threaten a checkmate in one move. So Myagmarsuren said, "Arey, apna to kab ka chal raha hai ye baat? We are doing it since a long time. Queen f8, exchange queens. White to move. What do you do here? Let's see." Okay, it's too much of a hint, and I think you guys will find it. You guys will. Come on, come on, come on. Think, think, think. Yes, yes, yes. Isn't it amazing? All those who got the point here, like all those who understood what's happening. Isn't it beautiful? It's just the most beautiful mate. So the move here, and I calculate till the mate. It's mate in 3. It's mate in 3. Have you guys found it? Mate in 3? Have you found it? Let's see how many have answered this. Nice, nice. Nearly 100 of you have found this move. Queen sacrifice, 78 of you. Arutran, Soham, Srilata, Karan, Paras, Being Brilliant, Syed Rayan, GB, Sparsh, and Sal's the Music Band. Beautiful job, guys. Queen takes h7. Queen sack. You're like, okay, take, have to take. H takes g6, double check. And remember, when it's a double check, the king has to move. So king g8, rook h8, mate. So you have to take king takes g6. And now bishop g2, the star, the hero, moves in. And checkmate. Look at this. Beautiful by 3 minor pieces. And that's the reason why, how did Fischer think of this move, bishop g2? People will be like, oh, he's a genius. He gets these moves. He's all the time thinking about chess and all. No, he thought here, queen h6 in this position. Okay, my game is over. I showed it. Yeah, it's the right time for you to ring alarm. So, queen h6. And he said to himself, queen f8. I want to checkmate. It doesn't work this way. Oh, can I sack my queen? Oh, sack. Takes hg6. Double check. If he goes back, mate. King g6. Arey, yaar, if only my bishop was here. And so, guys, this is how great players calculate. They go into a normal line, they see what are the defects, and then they fix it on the first move. And we mere mortals are like, oh my god, how did he do it? It's very, very logical. He comes back and he then goes bishop g2. Myagmarsuren is like, See, if Myagmarsuren was a little alert, no, he would have played queen f8 here. But when you are defending, as I said, it's like, when will that person hit? Because see, he is not taken on g6, so the tension is still there. And he missed this queen sacrifice, and after take, queen h6. Okay, he could have even made a queen here. It doesn't matter because I just take, and king h2. I don't come back. And the rook is irrelevant. So queen f8, take. And here it's a mate. So guys, this is, I hope you enjoyed this game. It was beautiful, and it's a famous game. Remember it: Fischer versus Myagmarsuren, 1967, interzonal, and King's Indian Attack. If anyone says King's Indian Attack, you're like, oh, Fischer Myagmarsuren, 1967. That's how the Learn from Classics is. And now, for all the people who were asking about that reminder of Biswa, thank you for reminding me. So I'll just pull it up, and I'll show you, because I thought it was very nice. He shared with me yesterday night. So yeah, this is the graph that he was talking about. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. Confidence and knowledge in the field. So first, the confidence is low, okay, and your knowledge is also low. Then after some point, your confidence becomes very high, and you are like, I know everything. Then your knowledge in the field starts growing a little more, and you're like, oh, there's more to this than I thought. Then you go downwards, you're like, I'm never going to understand this. And then you go like a little bit upwards, your confidence, yeah, it's starting to make sense. And then when you go a little more upwards, it says, trust me, it's complicated. So Biswa told me somewhere in this range right now, near it's starting to make sense, and trust me, it's complicated type of the zone it is. So yeah, and many of the people are here. I think some are here on the journey to becoming confident, but this is a journey, guys. It's if the deeper you go into a subject, you will realize that yes, there's more to it that I should learn. Someone will come and say, hey, oh, just learning openings is not the right way. You need to learn end games and all of it. Keith says, I'm never going to understand this. Okay, okay. So just keep moving. It's starting to make sense. You have to reach there. The confidence graph is also the excitement about the field graph. Possible, right? Yes. Yeah, I can say excitement, because it's like your excitement grows, then it starts coming down, but then you start really appreciating the game for what it is, and it goes up as well. I think it's true. Many of you have started loving chess for what it is, not just for the, fun of it and all. It's also interesting to learn and improve. So it's beautiful. Okay. Journey is better than the goal because we learn so many things. What do you think? Absolutely. Being brilliant at chess. Excited for the secret COB prep stream. Will just Samay be there or other comedians too? I'll ask. I mean, yesterday Samay told me at night that we'll do it at 11, and then he had some friends over at his place, so we couldn't do it. Today he has said at 3. I hope he'll be available, and then we could go over that. And I'll see if I can invite others as well. Okay, guys, so we end this game today, Fischer versus Myagmarsuren. I was very happy to see all of you after a long time. Chess Classics, you must know, is a great series. I want to do Dr. Chess this week. I'll do it most likely in a day or two. And also, I want to start small opening mistakes again, basic opening traps, and I want to introduce a new series on end games, which I'm working on, and also on the imbalance theory. We have to continue. So a lot of things to do. It's just that sometimes it becomes too overwhelming for me, all the work related to Chess Base India, and then the commentary and all of it. So now is a good time. I'll try to plan it well and make sure that you guys keep improving, keep getting motivated to keep improving. For now, I leave you with this beautiful checkmate of Bobby Fischer. Bye bye.